We're in the beautiful outdoors today. I'm going to be cooking a London broil on the grill to my right, your left at home. And I just want to remind you all, there's no shame in your game. When I say your game, I'm talking about your cooking game. If you want to take shortcuts, I'm okay with that. What I want is for us to cook more. I do enjoy going out, especially to have something that I don't want to cook at home. Mostly seafood. That's one thing I don't cook as much at home. However, a London broil is an easy thing to do for a outside barbecue or to take with you on a trip. We're having lunch at a friend's house today, and I decided I'd do a London broil and some wings. I'll cook some wings on the grill as well and take over. So we'll finish up slicing a London broil when we get to our friend's house. And it's about a 10-15 minute drive from here. So that's enough time for the broil to rest, and then we'll slice it when we get there. So I'm going to show you the ingredients that I'm going to marinate because I've got the London broil inside my cooler. And remember that we always want to protect temperatures. Don't want anyone to get sick with our food. So I've still got this nice and cold before we go on the grill. And after I show you the marinade, I'll take it out, let it rest while I reset the cameras for a few minutes just to come up to a warm up a little bit, because the meats will cook better when they're not cold. Got that? Okay, first tip of the day. All right, Worcestershire. I love using Worcestershire on my marinade. I've got pepper, black pepper, salt. It's okay to use some Lowry. Us Southerners, we love that Lowry seasoned salt. It's also a great base if you want to make a more complicated seasoned blend. Okay, you cool with that? Now garlic powder, onion powder, and I've got some, dried onion. I like that in my marinade. Some olive oil, and of course, a bit of salt. Salt helps to bring that moisture out of the food when it's cooking. Now let me show you the items that we're marinated. Oops. There's some more goodies in my cooler. Bottle of water because we're outside. Stay hydrated. And it's going to be hot today in Novato. Muy caliente. Huh? Oh, and my Diet Coke. I love these little Diet Cokes because, those of you who have seen me work across the country know there are a couple of things that really I dig. Potato chips. Back in my Food Network days, whenever I visited a new city to do a demo or whatever, they always showed up with the local potato chips and Diet Coke. Yes, that Southern boy in me. So Diet Coke. And I've cut way down. I'm buying the little ones as opposed to the big ones. And I try to have maybe one every 2 or 3 days. Some days I have more. Now, I always keep an ice pack in there to keep things cold, right? Then I have my wings. I have the same marinade I use for the London broil I use for the wings. And I add, again, some olive oil in there. Another thing I love to marinate is I'll use, as a marinade I should say, is orange juice, fresh squeezed orange juice right on top of, especially vegetables. It works great with it. Now let me take out our hero, the London broil. Well, it's not a hero yet. Let's see if I can open this up and get a shot of that with my camera 2 over there. Oh, this smells so good. Look at that. Isn't that a gorgeous London broil there? Mama would be so proud of me. Now, I'm going to show you another trick. Here, this is my cooler, and I've got a towel in there. The reason I have this towel is once the London broil is cooked, I'm going to put this towel in, drop the London broil in another container like this. I've got a clean container for this to go into the cooked meat as well as the chicken, and then we'll wrap it in this cooler with the paper towel, and that is your hot box. This will keep it warm. Keep it cold, keep it hot, and this will give us a chance to rest while we're driving over to our friend's house. I'm going to leave this open so the cooler can warm up in this natural sunshine outside. Okay, so and my other equipment, I've got tongs, small tongs for the wings, and of course I've got my thermometers because we want temp. 135 is like a medium rare, so I'm probably going to take it to about 140, the London broil, and allow it to rest for our drive. Okay, so I'm going to reset the cameras. We'll come back. Let's do some barbecue or grilling. What do you call it? Barbecue or grilling? Oh, yeah, that looks good right there, y'all. Woo, daddy. Justin would love that right there. Woo. Peace, spread love. Let's go barbecue. What a barbecue sauce? Okay, we've done our reset. The grill is nice and hot. London broil has risen. The temperature's risen a bit. You know what I'm going to do? Let's take a temperature check of this raw meat, and we'll see what that is, and we'll see how long it takes us to get to. Oh my goodness, it's 113 out here according to this. I don't think it's that hot, right? All right, let's see. We'll put the thermometer in. The inside temp right now is at, says 55 degrees. Okay, we're going to raise this. We're going to double the temperature of this, okay? Now, I'm going to wash this when we're away, so you know that we are always talking about our food safety. Let's open our grill up. I've got my temperature really, really hot. Right now, it's about 700 degrees. However, I'm going to cook this with the grill open, so we're going to lose a lot of that initial heat. Now, I want to sear it. Go ahead and scrape that rack off. I've got all 3 burners going. I'm going to shut one of them down so that it's conserve some of that propane. Forgive me for dropping that. Now, let me show you. I also have my old-fashioned thermometer as well. When I was in the kitchen back in the day, I would have that pin there so we could always check temps. All right, so we are ready to put our London broil, London calling, and I've got my tongs here. Isn't that a gorgeous piece of meat there? You hear that sizzle? I'm going to give that like 30 to 40 seconds. Then I'm going to flip it to get our, oh, it smells so good already. Let's turn this burner off. And we got these two at kind of a medium heat. Like I said, like 30 seconds or so. And I'm going to take those nice drippings and drip over the top once we flip it. I'm not going to start my timer as far as so I'm going to give it like 7 minutes. Flip it, another 7 minutes. Flip it. I do 4 and 4, okay? We'll go ahead and start getting our wings on here. And I've got a smaller set of tongs for the wings. Wangs and thangs. I've got a table behind me. Well, you saw the table I had earlier. That's where I'm putting my items that we're not working with. Well, that's been about how long, you think? Have it been 30 seconds with that? I'm just going to place it on the grill. I may take these and I may not, because this might be my afternoon delight, my afternoon snack when I come home. Love my chicken wings. It's one of those things too that it's so easy to control the portion size when you're serving up wings, because they are a couple of ounces at most. Can you hear the chickens in the background? The neighbor's chickens? Now again, I'm going to drizzle that right over. This will go right to the dishwasher. Now let's flip that beautiful. See, we got some grill marks there. Yeah, look at that. Oh yeah. Ooh, baby, baby. I'll do the same thing. I'm gonna get some good grill marks on that. Then when I turn it, I'm going to turn it almost like 3/4, just so we get a cross sear there, okay? And then we're just going to turn it down, let it do its magic. Let it do its thing. It's magic, magic, magic. All that gorgeous marinade right in there. It is 11:32. I want to be on the road in 20 minutes. So I've got to get everything ready to be out of here on time, okay? Has that been long enough? Let's check that temp again real quickly. What I say was at 55, 57. Now we're already up to 60, 63. Okay, let's go wash this. And we'll be back. I'm going to shut all the cameras down. We'll come back, take a look. Again, it's, what did I say, 11:32. We're going to be on the road in about 20 minutes. Spread love, y'all. I'll give it just a little turn. Emoji C here, the answer man. The name London broil originally referred to a flank steak that was pan fried, then sliced against the grain. Later on, folks started to marinate it, then broil it, thus the name London broil. In other words, London broil is a technique that takes a tough piece of meat and makes it nice and tender. Leftovers are great for sandwiches. Peace! Booyah! Spread love. While you were away, because I haven't gone anywhere, of course, I washed the tongs, and I moved the chicken wings, or should I say I just moved the wings to the top shelf. Let's go ahead and flip this London broil. It has been there for about 8 minutes. Let's see what we got there. Oh, look at that beautiful crust on there. Ooh la la. All right, we are getting close to our go time. Let's, yes, I washed the thermometer. Let's check our internal temp now. It's saying 140, however, that's that top side. So let's go down lower and see where we're at. Yeah, that's only 120, yeah, 117. We're gonna let that cook for about 5 minutes. We'll pack up our London broil and let it rest as it's traveling, and then we can slice it at our friend's house. Peace, spread love. We're almost there, y'all. Well, we have, let's see what time it's 10:49. So I've got like 3 minutes to wrap this up. I've got my cooler here with the towel that we're going to drop down the bottom. I've got my 2 containers coming up. Noticed I put the wings back on the bottom rack there. We're going to add our broil to the nice clean container. Let's do one last internal temp check. Am I messing up that shot from the back? Oh no, we can see it. Oh yeah, baby. Okay, let's do an internal temp check here on the London broil. I'm going right in the middle. That's 144 there. Go in deeper. Oh, let's get a reset. Yeah, we're at 140. Okay, so we're going to take it out, put it in the container to travel. All righty. Allow it to rest. It will rest for about, if the drive is what, a 10-minute drive? That's what I'm shooting for. Hope there are no po-po saying, Curtis, you're going too fast. Po-po being the policeman's or woman's. Let's see what the other side looks like. Yeah, nice, nice. I'm going to flip it over. Lid goes on top. And we're going to wrap it like a Christmas present. Bring this in so you can see that. Take a look, make sure we get that. Now, we'll drop it in there. I'm going to close her up. Ready to travel. Let's take a look at these wings. Move this out of the way. Lisa decided she wanted to have these for dinner, so we're going to keep these at the house. And I'm going to turn them off. We'll finish them up in the oven when I get home. Oh, those look good. I'm going to add some barbecue sauce to them, place them in the oven or back on the grill and let them just finish up. Okay, y'all. Let's hit the road. Peace. Good.
Yeah.
Okay, y'all. All right, we're out. Let's eat, y'all, before this gets cold.
Okay, I'm hustling.
Let me help you. What can I help you with, Matt?
Can you take the bread out of the oven?
I can do anything you want.
It's already
Yeah, well, a platter, we can put this on. Whatever you want. What I'm trying to do with this community access show is take that intimidation factor out. You know, I mean, if I got to go upscale and do that fine dining thing, I can do that. However, most folks, and I don't want them to be afraid to just get in the kitchen and try something, right? We always get better when we make a few mistakes, right?
Definitely.
So
The story of my life.
you and me both, my brother. I still don't know what I want to be when I grow up. I just hope I can. I just hope I can grow up. Don't hurry it.
Why would you want to? Yeah, don't
All
hurry
right,
it.
now.
For God's sake. Okay.
See, I love that look right there, right? So now, some of this I've cut against the grain, and some I've cut with the grain. I just think that looks pretty. You see that right there?
Okay.
And we're going to pour that au jus over the top. Now this is getting towards that back end of that London broil where that the one little strip of fat is. So if we got a puppy in the house, he or she would have this and just go to town on it, right? Look at that. So now there's that. That's the toughest end of the London broil. See that right there? Although sliced thin enough, make a really good sandwich there.
Beautiful.
Okay. All right,
Can
y'all.
you invite the neighborhood, for God's sake?
Listen to you. Madeline wants to have a house full again. I
Well,
love that.
I'm very picky on who I let come in my house. Very picky.
So Marissa, you put that on the table, and I'm gonna grit the bread. And what else do I need to get out, Madeline? Oh, you.
7:30, something like that, I think. Started making the galette, and thought it's time to go swimming.
Nice.
I took no faces. Hi, I'm Curtis Aikens. I got into television to promote literacy because I didn't learn to read till age 26. My life started when I learned to read. I wrote books, did television shows, met presidents and prime ministers from around the world. I took a break to get my degrees. Now I have a master's in education. I'm coming back to television to promote health literacy, health education. I, like millions of Americans, have diabetes. I want to help beat diabetes. It doesn't have boundaries. Superstars, Tom Hanks, Halle Berry, the beautiful, right? And quarterbacks, Jay Cutler for the Chicago Bears, all have diabetes. Rich people have it, poor people have it, women, men, children. Did you know that 1 out of every 3 children born this year will be diagnosed with diabetes? That frightens me. I hope it frightens you too, to the point that you, like I, want to take action. We can beat diabetes if we learn to control our habits, good habits. Let's beat diabetes. Just because you're diabetic doesn't mean you can't have delicious, great tasting food. And I'm going to show you how. Hi, I'm Curtis Aikens, and as you may know, I'm a diabetic. And there are 2 myths we're going to tackle today. Now, the first myth is that diabetics can't have carbohydrates. Yes, they can. But you got to be careful how many you take in. The second myth is that diabetics can't eat fried foods. Well, I'm a Southern boy, and I love fried food, especially Mama's fried chicken. So why don't we make some of Mama's fried chicken today? Now, the key is portion control. What's a portion, you say? About the size of your palm, okay? Remember that. That's an easy little visual. I want you to take a look at something. Now, follow me down here. You see this piece of chicken breast? Most restaurants, they call that a portion. About 3 to 4 ounces is a portion, okay? Now, let me show you how to take this one breast and make 3 portions out of it, okay? Here we go. Now, I'm going to take and cut it right in half, like so. And take a look at that. Now, if the portions seem too large for you, you can always cut them down. Now, that looks like a nice little portion, probably about 3.5 to 4 ounces, the size of my palm. Isn't that beautiful? Now, this piece on the other hand, it's about the size of my palm, but look how thick it is. So what I'm going to do is just butterfly that, okay? Butterfly means to slice it through the middle, okay? You can take and slice that. Remember, all these tricks of the trade that the chefs know, we're going to teach you right here. Remember the fried food myth. The key is measuring. You don't have to deep fry it. I'm going to pan fry this with about 3 tablespoons of peanut oil. And I'm using peanut oil today. Why? Because peanut oil not only has an incredible flavor, but it has a very high smoking point. In other words, you can cook at a high, hot temperature, okay? I've got a little flour and some herbs in here. I've got some dry tarragon, some rosemary chicken, doesn't that sound good? And I've got some oregano in this little bag. No salt. Why? Because diabetics, we don't need a whole lot of salt in our body because of that friction that salt causes in the bloodstream. But ask your doctor about that. I'm not a doctor, and I don't play one on television. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I've got an egg white, not the egg yolk. I've whipped it up, aerated it, and I'm going to add my chicken. Just kind of coat my chicken into that egg white. Just kind of get everything in there and turn it over, my chicken portions, right? Then we're going to take and drop that into our flour because the oil is getting nice and hot. This is not a big heavy duty coating, okay? What we're doing here is layer and flavor. Got a little egg white, no yolk, okay? Just the egg white, right? And I've got my flour with the different herbs, okay? If you wanted to add some curry, whatever you like, you can add to this. We're gonna drop them in, okay? 2 pieces. Gonna shake that up just a little bit. There's a little air in that baggie. There, shake it up. Then we're gonna add the other pieces, right? Just make sure everything gets nice and dusted, okay? So easy. Look at that. Doesn't that look good? Now, the reason we use a peanut oil, do you remember? Nice high smoking point. It cooks our chicken quickly and the meat doesn't absorb that fat, okay? That's a good point I want you to remember, okay? Now let me show you this dusting of flour. Look how that egg white just holds. Isn't that gorgeous? So we're not deep frying, we're pan frying. Fried chicken. Not a whole lot of salt. In fact, no salt. Oh, that smells so good. Oh, I wish we had smell-o-vision. Myth number 2, pasta. Diabetics can have pasta. Again, I'm one of those knuckleheads that love pasta, okay? But remember, it's about portion control. Is that a portion? No. Is that a portion? No. That's a portion, right? That palm is a portion, okay? You want it to taste good. And then we're cutting down on the salt, cutting down on other. How do you do that? Well, I like to talk about layering flavors. Today with my pasta, I'm gonna serve onions. 1, 2, 3, 4 different onions and tomatoes over my pasta. So wait. Remember, it's important to measure 1-2 tablespoons of oil in a non-stick surface. Non-stick is a great utensil for those of us who are trying to cut down the amount of fat that we cook with, okay? You gotta have fat, okay? Just like carbohydrates, the body needs fat. And let's face it, fat has flavor, but too much fat is not a good thing. Onions, when you slice them thinly, that helps to release the flavor. Thick pieces of onion takes longer to cook as well. Let's take a look at our pasta sauce, how it's coming along. Oh, the onions, tomatoes are really brown. Look at all the juices in there. Now, we're just about ready to add our pasta and the green onions. Add the green onions late because they don't take as long to cook, okay? So I'm just gonna put those right in there, okay? Stir it just a little bit because we want that spring green onion, that scallion flavor. Now look at that, oh. So I'm gonna make kind of an opening in the middle to add our pasta. Okay, I've got my plate divvied up there. There's my pasta. That's about a portion, right? And I'm gonna add my chicken, fried chicken, right here. Isn't that gorgeous? I'm gonna serve that up. And what do you think? Does that look good? What a gorgeous meal, right? Carbohydrates, fried food, bust those myths. It's a great meal, healthy meal for diabetic or not.
just good food.
And then we nip back up here. And
So Sue, what does he have on the paella pan today? He's got
today, the woke chef,
the woke chef.
Rory Moore, the Irish woke chef, has created a paella. This is the foundational portion of the paella creation, which involves browning the chicken, the chorizo, onions, and garlic, and then rice and different things will follow, saffron, different kinds of things. He's very secretive.
With his paella.
Yeah.
And
Very secretive.
and that view just makes the food even better, doesn't it? Wow. You are a bad man. Bad Leroy Brown. So what did we just do with that, Rory? We added a beautiful bowl.
All right, so we put in the chorizo first. Right, this is a family recipe, by the way.
Fan recipe.
Family wet recipe, yeah.
Okay.
Chorizo, garlic, onions, cook that up, and then put in
And the
chicken thighs, brown
Beautiful.
those chicken thighs, and then you can add the saffron, and we add the water, the bone broth, and then the rice, and let it all bake.
Yeah,
So
we're
we're gonna
gonna-
be about 20 minutes.
20 minutes?
20 minutes, half an hour most.
Who's that gorgeous man to your right?
This is
Dave!
Dave.
Dave, what up, Dave? Dave's in from Forestville, everybody.
Dave,
How's the weather up there,
sous
Dave?
chef.
It actually rained today a little bit.
Are you serious?
Dave is a slow barbecue cookbook.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh really?
Yeah.
So when you gonna invite us up to slow cook with you there, Dave?
You want to come
I'm
after the
serious.
construction project.
Juice in the bottom where most of the heat is.
All right, so this is called the paella.
Paellera is the name of the plate,
Paellera.
of the dish that we're cooking in. And then that's why the name paella is what you get from a paellera.
Ah, paellera. So I love the fact that not only the vessel that it's cooked in is called paella,
Paellera.
paella, and then the dish is paella.
Paella.
Paella. Muchas gracias, señor.
Para nada. Some roasted peppers.
Pimiento?
Pimientos.
Pimientos, like pimentos we say in America, right?
Yep.
Mmm.
They're peeled.
Roasted and peeled, huh?
Yep.
Or peeled and roasted. Oh my God, it smells so good, Rory.
That's the great thing about the paella. It captures all the different flavors you cook with. From the chorizo to the chicken. And at the end we'll put in some seafood. This is called the Valenciana,
Valenciana.
from Valencia in Spain.
Ah, Valenciana.
Yeah, there's a combination of meat and seafood.
One. Okay, you said the right you were saying, Chef?
Right, so the rice is nearly cooked.
Okay.
So now is the time to start putting in the seafood.
Okay, and what is that seafood first one?
It's shrimp.
Emoji C here to help Chef Rory out, the woke chef. We're gonna add that shrimp, then cover them with the rice and allow the shrimp to cook in that hot rice. It's gonna be so nice. Then the last thing we're gonna do is add some frozen peas. These are peas that were fresh, frozen here in Marin County. Bon appetit, paella.
For the song, until this kid sang to me, but when he sat, his name was